Dr. Chandrasekhar Ramasani, Honorable Minister of State for Rural Development and Ministry of Communications, industry friends and thought leaders and experts on the dais, distinguished guests in the audience, friends from the media. At the outset, I'm delighted to be here amongst this distinguished gathering. And I'm also happy that I am going first because, as Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav once remarked, that to speak after Mr. Ramasani, I think that would require a lot of courage. Fortunately, I don't have to do that, and I am happy to precede him. In any case, we are really here to listen to him. So my task today is very simple and it's brief. One, once again, to extend a very warm welcome on behalf of BIF to all of you. And secondly, to just indicate very broadly the context in which we stand today as we are having this conference on 6G. As we all know, India has become a pivotal player as far as the digital landscape is concerned, because we have not only developed significant capabilities across the value chain, but we have also not merely demonstrated tremendous leadership and prowess in areas like software, but we have also pioneered a new model, a completely new model of digitally driven development that the world is looking at, because this is far more inclusive and it is impactful in terms of making sure that governance and services are available to every Indian. So I just want to step back a little because I had the opportunity to be part of the 5G mission, the 5G roadmap and mission when it was first launched from the Ministry of DOT. And that was significant because for the first time, I think we were setting ourselves an aspirational mission. And for the first time, saying that India will aspire to lead and India will not be a mere follower. Those initial steps in 5G, I think, have reached a fair degree of maturity today. We are talking in terms of an indigenous 5G India stack, just like we have the larger India stack. And that partnership and collaboration, for the first time, that was forged with all the IITs, the Indian Institute of Science, a number of industry players. Mr. Subramaniam will bear testimony to that. He was part of that from the very beginning. India's TSDSI started taking a leading role in making sure that Indian standards were integrated globally. And I think today we now have 4 challenges before us as we look towards 6G. I'll very briefly mention them. The first one is clearly that our aspirations are really significant in Make in India. And that is because, one, we have already demonstrated that in terms of cutting-edge electronics, software and hardware, India has acquired capability. We have already shown what is possible in terms of mobile phones and other areas of electronics. And in the telecom arena as well, this story is beginning to unfold. So clearly, there needs to be a huge thrust on Make in India in the telecom arena, and I'm sure that the Minister will outline the framework for that. The second thing is where India can lead is in applications and monetization. I know that we are at a juncture where monetization of 5G also continues to be a challenge. But as leaders like Nandan Nilekani and others have pointed out, India is beginning to demonstrate that in terms of use cases, we have been a pioneer. On the AI side also, in terms of use cases, India is developing a number of niche capabilities. And similarly in 5G and 6G, I think if we make a dedicated and committed effort towards developing the use cases for 5G and 6G, then India will be able to maintain a leadership position in achieving 6G. We already have one of the fastest rollouts of 5G in the world, so I don't need to mention that. Thirdly, we have articulated an aspiration to have about 10% of the global IPRs in this area. And this also means that the efforts have not commenced a day too soon, and we need to work towards this. And the last thing is, both in terms of cyber security and AI, both of which need to be integral components of any kind of digital infrastructure or services. India has already demonstrated, whether it is through CDOT or through many of the partner organizations, some of whom you already must have seen in the exhibition, there are areas where India is beginning to demonstrate leadership. So in all these 4 areas, I am sure that seminars like this, you have a very interesting array of speakers addressing almost all the important themes. You're going to hear from them. You have a number of the key players, both big industry players, the service providers, the startups that are beginning to emerge in this area. And so, with the collaborative efforts of all of these people, the vision of the Prime Minister, and the inspiring leadership of our ministers here, I am sure that India must and will demonstrate a leadership role in moving from 5G towards 6G, and more importantly, making sure that the benefits of these technologies really transform healthcare, education, agriculture, the areas where they are most needed, where the most developmental impact for India is needed, so that we can achieve the vision of a Viksit Bharat. Thank you.